But there's something else this rare personality is known for. Something far more controversial. This thing seems to completely contradict the INFJ's gentle and caring nature. In this video, I'm going to be diving into the INFJ's door slam. Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamiso Miranda and this channel is all things personal growth and lifestyle design. Stay tuned for some tips, tricks, hacks and tools on overcoming adversity to fulfill your potential and become the best you. If you'd like to learn how you could use life's adversities to your advantage, do consider subscribing to my channel and hit the red bell icon next to it. What is the INFJ door slam exactly? And once the door is slammed, can it be opened again? Let's take a closer look. So one of the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types, INFJ. INFJ stands for introversion, intuition, feeling, and judgment. INFJ is believed to be amongst the rarest type of them all, making up only 1 to 2% of the US population, which explains why this personality frequently feels misunderstood and isolated. Known for their visionary thinking, creativity, and depth for caring for others, INFJs at their best fight for those who are vulnerable and start social movements that change the world. For example, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, all of them are believed to have been INFJs, amongst many others. So my question for you today is, how has knowing your personality type impacted your life? Tell me all about it in the comments below. So what is the INFJ door slam? The INFJ door slam occurs when an INFJ cuts someone out of their life. However, the INFJ is not the only personality type that does cut people out of their life. There are other personality types that do this, but it's more intense for INFJs and they tend to do it more frequently. To the outsider, slamming the door on someone you were once close to may seem like a completely drastic measure and perhaps an overreaction. It may also seem like it came completely out of nowhere. However, for most INFJ, that's rarely the case. Things would have been building up for the INFJ that led to the door slam. And usually there is just that one little thing that will just push the INFJ completely over the edge, causing them to finally shut the door. Take, for example, falling out with your good friend. When an INFJ slams the door under these circumstances, they may cut off all communication with that person and unfollow them on social media and no longer spend any time with them. It's said that when you deeply wound an INFJ, they don't hate you, they nothing you. INFJs may go further and try to erase every trace of you from their life. So now let's look into why an INFJ might slam the door in the first place. Usually, INFJ slams the door as a way to protect themselves, as a way to stop the pain, as a way to stop the situation that is happening that they are not happy with and is not serving them. It's only when an INFJ is deeply wounded and can no longer tolerate the particular behavior. If an INFJ does slam the door on you, you have to know and understand that they didn't see any other way to stop that situation or to stop that behavior. There was no other way out for them and they had to resort to the last step for them to take, which is to just completely slam the door and walk away. The other person, on the other hand, might be completely oblivious to the emotional pain that they might have been causing the INFJ. It's not a pain that was intentional. Although you may not have meant for that pain to be there, it was there nonetheless. The INFJ personality type is very sensitive to the actions and words of the people around them. more so than the other personality types. INFJs need harmony, emotional support, and a healthy give and take relationship for them to thrive. INFJs are very patient and they are really quick to forgive others of their shortcomings. But even we, as patient as we are, will come to a breaking point when an unhealthy relationship becomes draining and damaging. The INFJ will find a way to remove it to maintain their sanity. And usually the door slam is the very last resort when there are no other options to be explored. If you'd like to find out what your personality type is, go and download the free Myers-Briggs type indicator test in the description below. So I know you're wondering, can the door ever be reopened again? So sometimes the door can absolutely be reopened and the relationship be completely restored. However, there are other times when this may not be the case. Let's look at what determines these two outcomes. In order for the door to be reopened, the INFJ needs to feel like the other person will no longer hurt them. They must believe that the other person is truly sorry for the hurt that they have caused, and they completely understand why their behavior was damaging. Most importantly, the other person must commit to changing the way in which they treat the INFJ. Once these conditions are met, then healing can totally take place and have the relationship be restored. INFJs are not perfect. Sometimes an INFJ will slam the door too quickly. Sometimes people that have this personality type will bottle up their feelings and they will not communicate how they're feeling emotionally and where they're at within themselves. Instead of dealing with the issues head on when they are still small, they allow them to snowball into a great big major problem which could have been handled from the get-go when it wasn't that big of a deal. This would then allow the other person to avoid the situation of being completely blindsided and totally unaware of what it is that they might have done wrong, because the INFJ didn't give them an opportunity to know that they were even hurting or offended by their actions, behaviors, or thoughts in the first place. This is why it's important and vital for INFJs to communicate their feelings, whether they're feeling something big, something small, anything has to be communicated in a healthy way to avoid getting to the place of door slamming. By openly communicating the problems, this will allow the INFJ to find the ways in which they may have contributed to the problem in the first place, and within themselves they can quickly see what it is that they may be doing and set any necessary boundaries that they need to set in order for them to protect themselves. Now go and watch these videos next, and I will see you in my next one as we continue our journey towards a more wholesome, healthier, and more meaningful lifestyle.